Okay, grade 8, now we are doing like and unlike terms. This is an extremely important video. We're going to really identify how we can add, subtract, and multiply binomials, monomials, and or any polynomial. Okay, so what is a like term? A like term, this is very important, is a group of terms that can be simplified into a single term. So it's a group of terms that can be simplified into a single term. Okay, so 4 plus 1 are two terms because they're separated by a plus, but it can be simplified as 5 into 5. We can just add those two together. It is the same as 5. So it is a single term. So that means that 4 and 1, because they could be simplified into a single term of 5, they are like terms. So it's a group of terms, i.e. 4 and 1, that can be simplified, that we've done here, into one term, which is 5. The plus and minus has been removed. That's essentially what we mean. What about x plus x? So we have two terms because they're separated by a plus. Are they like terms? Yes, because it's the same as 2x, where we simplified it into a single term. So 4x plus x is the same as 5x. Again, two terms that we simplified into a single term. What about 3y plus a half y? This is the same as 3 and a half y, which is the same as 7 over 2y. And again, that is two separate terms that we simplified into a single term. What about 4z plus 7z minus 3z plus a half z? All the z's are the same. So this is the same as 8.5z. If you calculated that out, which you must try to practice, you'll get that, which is the same as 17 over 2, sorry, not z, not y, 17 over 2z. Okay, what are unlike terms? It's the opposite of a like term, right? So an unlike term, again, this is very important, are terms in a group of terms that can't be simplified into a single term. So it's a group of terms that cannot be simplified into a single term. So 4x plus 1, you can't write 4x plus 1 as 4x1 and just time, that's not maths, you can't do that. So it can't be simplified further. It has to stay as 4x plus 1. So it's a group of terms that can't be simplified into one term. Not all the plus or minuses have been removed. That's a nice way to remember it. We still have a plus and a minus here. Y plus x, 4y plus z, 3y plus a half, and 4x plus 7z minus 3y plus a half f, still a variable. These are all terms that could not be simplified further. We can't add those two together. Why? Because the variables are different. And this is really the crux of the matter. The variables here are different. We can only simplify them, or like terms are easy to spot when they have the same variable. So what about 4x minus z plus 2x? Well, we're going to learn about this in future videos, but essentially 4x plus 2x, you can add together to get 6x minus z. What about 4x minus x squared? Right now, it's important to know that these are not like terms. Yes, they have the same variable, but the variable has got a different term. This is x to the power of 1. We can never get rid of that minus here. We have to keep it. We can simplify this by taking x out to getting x4 minus 1, because if we times this out, we first times x with 4 to get 4x, and then we minus times x with minus x to get minus x squared. So this we can do, but there's still a minus in it, which means there's still two terms. So an equation with like and unlike terms can be simplified. So you can always simplify, or most of the time you can simplify an equation. How many like terms are in the following? 7x minus 8, those are both like terms. You're going to see later that is simply equal to negative x. 9 plus 1, there's one like term. And that term is anything to the power of 0, and that is equal to 10. What about 9x plus x squared? Can we add those two together? Does that equal 9x cubed? Of course not. That's not maths. There's not a times there. We can't simplify it. There's one variable, but there are two different terms. What about 9x plus y? That's quite easy to see there's two different terms, or two different unlike terms. What about 7x plus y plus 7? Okay, this could be x to the power of 0, but it's still a different power. So here there are 3 unlike terms. X plus y plus x, oh, these are exactly the same. So that could be written as 2x plus y, making it 1 plus, so there's 2 like terms, the x and the y. Okay, well done grade 8. This was identifying like and unlike terms. It's a very important part in the rest of this section we're currently doing.